Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry about the wind noise. It's really windy out here today. I thought by being in this corner we'd be kind of sheltered, but I guess not. Jeez. Maybe that's a little better. Anyways, we got these two snowblowers to work on today. These are customers' snowblowers that they dropped off on Saturday. So the big one there, I was told was runs, but they were thinking carburetor work, and we don't know anything about the little one. One thing for sure I can tell you about the big one is that the tires are in fact flat. So I'm going to try to address that first so this thing will roll. But and then go from there. So here we go. Okay, I got some air in my compressor now. Let's see if we can't reseat these wheels a little bit. Sometimes you can trick them. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Doesn't help there's a leave in that one. Okay, we got a little, looks like a solid bead. Let's see what happens. Go. Perfect. This is the tricky part. Ow! See what I mean? One. All right. I didn't hook up the strap or nothing. I thought maybe you want to see how I did it. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're okay. As you can see, this is off the rim. Just floating there. What the strap does is it pinches the tire onto the rim, theoretically. And once you put some air into it, then it starts to seat itself. The hard part is getting everything strapped in at first, because you want to make sure that it's even all the way across. See, like that, tried to escape like that. Okay. Sometimes this don't work. I think here it will. You can see that it's kind of got pressure on it. And the tricky part is, as soon as it starts to inflate, that's when you gotta release the strap. See, we didn't quite get it. Didn't quite get it. I'll stay out of your way here. See? Got it. Now this is the part, again. See? Just gotta watch out. Like I didn't do. Uh-oh. I didn't have enough air in there. It came off. That's it right there. Perfect. Let's put a little bit more in here. Okay, now we've got the tires aired up. Let's just see if we can start this thing. Prime it. The key is in. The throttle is on go. The choke is on full. Prime for a good time. Give it 6. Get it started. There is gas in the tank. I did check. That might be part of the problem. Where's the spark plug on this monster? Oh, it's over here. Alright, well let me see if I can get the plug out and we'll check for spark and spray a little gas in there, see if that'll at least make her pop. I gotta figure out why that starter isn't always engaging. The Bendix isn't putting out. I think it's just stiff. The customer told me she bought this for her father, who sadly passed away not too long ago, but I don't think he used it much. So I think that this thing's just been sitting a lot. So we'll get her going. Okay, we put a little bit of go-go juice into the cylinder and double check the spark plug. Everything looks okay. Let's try her again, see if she lights off. Oh, I should probably move the gas out of the way of the exhaust, shouldn't I? Maybe just a slight baby explosion hazard. Holy crap, am I stupid? I had the throttle on the wrong side. Well, we heard it kick a little bit, so it is getting spark. I'm going to check the carburetor bowl and see what that looks like next. Well, I finally got the shop cleaned up enough that I can work in here. Finally get these done because they've only been here since before Christmas. But we're going to start on this guy right here. Oh, my hand won't stop moving. This is a Toro Power Clear. It's a 4-cycle engine. It helps things out a little bit. I don't remember what was wrong with it. To be honest, it's been here so long. So we're going to do the preliminaries, check for spark. I already checked the tank, it's empty. The little bit of fuel that's in there is pretty gross. So what we're going to do is I've got to hook up my spark checker and we'll see if we're getting any spark, and if we are, then we'll give her some fuel and see what happens. So stay tuned. Okay, I don't know what you're going to see here. This is pretty tough to do one-handed, but we do have a little bit of spark. So we'll try to put a little gas in her, see what happens. This is a little bit of mixed gas from my snowmobiles, but for testing purposes it'll be, I think, more than adequate. It is premium. Hopefully it doesn't have much of that ethanol garbage in it. Whoops. Alright, let's see what she does. Okay, let's keep diagnosing it. Well, I think I already found the problem. The carburetor is leaking. At least that's part of the problem. Anyways, I'm going to double check the spark plug, but yeah, shouldn't be doing that. I know we're at an extreme angle here, but it still shouldn't overflow like that. So, what we gotta do is we gotta take, I'll leave this off, and probably this red cover would be easiest, so we can access the carburetor, which is back here. So, here we go. Okay, now that we've gotten the cover off, there's the cover right there, and the chute. It was really easy, just 4 screws. They're Torx bit screws though. They are precisely T25. This one. Or you can probably also use a socket wrench, as they're both hex and Torx. So we got the carburetor loose. All we've got to do now is disconnect that linkage, and the whole thing should slide right off of there. And the also I'll have to disconnect the primer line. So here we go. Okay, now that we got this pig off, let's check it out. This is the chintziest little carburetor I've ever seen in my life. But let's get the ball off here and see what she looks like inside. That's probably one of these guys. Oh, I lied. Probably 10 millimeter. Oh, that was the world's tightest bowl. Not. It's probably gonna leak out some gas. Yep, there she goes. First inspection isn't too bad. Ooh, this is a Ru-ing carburetor. Interesting. Oh. That's not too bad. A little bit of spew in there. Not bad though. This bowl gasket is shot. Yeah. So I gotta see if I can order a new carb kit. Alright. So that's that for right now. So I'm gonna get a carb kit, a spark plug, and some of this fuel line junk. So we'll see what we got. Okay. Well, here we are working on this big snowblower. It's a Craftsman. I don't know what. Craftsman over there it says. But this engine is not a Briggs & Stratton. is some kind of Chinese POS. That you had to remove scores of stuff to get the carburetor off. I had to remove the tire and loosen the handlebar just to get that carburetor off. There's also a plastic cover that goes on there that was also not as nightmarishly complicated. So, finally got her. It only took 40 minutes. Let's get you guys up on the perch and let's see what's inside the carburetor. Ooh, it's blue. I must have threw a little bit of mixed gas in the tank. Ooh, buddy. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. That's all old gas, old varnishy fuel. Well, it's a few days later. I had to go to work to take apart a couple engines of mine. And meanwhile, I cleaned this carburetor out for this monster. And I refilled my propane tank so I can be warm. That little guy over there, pay no attention to what's hanging up, it's a runner, but I've got to take the carb apart once more to get it perfect. But today we want to get this one going. So here we go. Alright, I got you guys on your perch here. I had to do something I really didn't want to do. I had to get this emulsion tube out. But this brass is so thin and it was so seized in there that I stripped it out. So I had to use one of these, they call them speed outs or easy outs or whatever the heck you want to call them. I don't remember where the heck I got this, but you know what? It worked. So, and it's a good thing too. This there's a lot of corrosion on this emulsion tube, and I don't know if you guys can see that. You probably can't at all. Let me focus here a little bit. This is why I wish I had a self-focusing camera. Anyway, these holes are pretty plugged, so it's really good that I got that out. And besides, I knew that I had a new one here in the package, so I wasn't too worried about saving this old one. I just hope I didn't bugger up these threads on here too badly. But worst case scenario, it's 20 bucks for a whole complete brand new carburetor, which is what I should have done in the first place. But oh well. So now that we got that out of the way, we can start the reassembly phase of this nightmare. I don't remember what all I'm going to need here. And that's for the other one. This is for that. Really? Mother of God. So I got the wrong carb kit. Well, poop! The screw that I destroyed has threads that are on the top, or the bottom, whereas the one that I have to replace it, the threads are at the bottom. Well, Sucks to be me. I think what I'm going to do is I might as well order a whole brand new carburetor for the same price. You can buy them on eBay for like $10. So what's this? eBay. Carburetor for that 165S. Yeah, what the heck. Alright, so we're going to go with the $13 carburetor. Well, I don't know. It runs. The linkage is not bent. I checked that. I think it's just the way the carburetor is. So these Chinese engines, man, are just pure junk. Unfortunately, we don't have any snow that I can test this thing out in to see if it's going to die under load or what. I don't know. But I can't get it any better. The carburetor is squeaky clean. The carburetor's full. It gets more than enough fuel. I don't know. Just don't know. I mean, think about it for a little bit. Might just be the way it's going to be. At least it runs. I mean, it'll fire up on one pull. From cold. Give it 2 or 3 primes. I mean, it fires right up. Just surges. Well, I'm going to put it back together. There really isn't much else I can do. So, here we go. Okay, I finally got this nightmare back together. I think it's ready to go. I put a brand new carburetor on it. Let's see if it's gonna fire up for us. I'm doing this backwards, so. Well, it's not perfect, but that's about as good as it's going to get. Let's do a cold start on that one. Make sure that's going to go too. Alright. Not bad for a cold start. So, it's not perfect. I'm not too happy about how they run, but they're Chinese engines. Yeah, I wouldn't use these engines as anchors for my boat. That's how crappy they are. But that's what we got. I gotta just play with this chute a little bit. Something ain't quite right in there, but other than that, I think some fresh gas and some runtime will do both of these some good. Because the gas I have, it's a couple months old, but it's stabilized. So, that's that. I know this has been probably a long video. It's definitely covered a couple seasons. I don't know if you can see outside there. The grass is green. So, hopefully next year these guys will be ready for the snow. Alright guys, thanks for watching this snowblower escapade. This has been a disaster. I'm glad that these are finally going to leave. They're done. So, alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing.